Hi, I'm Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping, where I am passionate about stamping, coloring, creating paper crafts, cards, and sharing the fun of doing all of that with you. I'm from Northeast Ohio, and I want to be sure to say thank you for joining me today. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have a hot tip for you, and I'm very excited about sharing it. I got some new punches. I have not had new punches for a really long time. I signed up to start working with Stampin' Up! Again in August. So I had old punches that I had from a long time ago, just kept them. As a demonstrator, though, I try to use current items, not things that are retired. That's what we call them when they are no longer sold by Stampin' Up, but you can still get them. I used those things when I was not a demonstrator, but now that I'm a demonstrator, I sold my punches that were retired, and I have been budgeting very carefully, as so many of us do. So did not get any punches for a long time in the budget. Finally had some leeway for a few punches, got them, and that is what this hot tip is about. So I'm going to turn the camera around to show the work surface and show you this hot tip. You ready? Here we go. I may get my fingers in there, but I'm going to try and turn it quickly. Okay, you can see I've got a couple of new punches here. I'm so excited. One of them is from the Be My Valentine suite. And this one is a 1 3/4 inch circle. Probably pretty loud at that paper, so I'll wait until I'm done moving the cover. But it's 1 3/4 inch circle. And I did not know that Stampin' Up! Actually had circle punches still, but they sell them online exclusively. They are not in the catalog. I've used punches before and had this happen to me, so I thought I would give you this tip to help you out. When you are going to use a Stampin' Up! Punch, you open it up like that. When you go to close it, then you can close it, and it takes up less space when you're storing it on a shelf or however it is you store them. They're also made so that when you stamp your image and then put your punch onto it, you can see through where you're punching. And then they are made to be able to use your weight, your hand here, so that it helps when you have, if you're someone who is suffering from arthritis. Now, I can see around the edges here, there's a little bit of oil from this punch. And if I was using this for a project, I don't know if you can see that, there's just a little bit of oil right around the outside. That's because when this is manufactured, it has some oils in it from being manufactured. Totally normal. Of course, this is something that's going to happen. It needs to be well lubricated, and that's how it's created, right? I mean, they had some oils on it. So what I do, and here's the hot tip, is I get a piece of scrap paper. This is a piece of cardstock that is not Stampin' Up's. It's some I had from when I was not a demonstrator. And I go ahead and punch a whole bunch of the images out and do it until I do not see any more of the oil. Or you can just keep on punching it to make sure that you get it, the oil gone, any of that residue, so that your punch is ready for any kind of project you're going to do. Now I've also got all these nice little bits and pieces, so say I decide I want to use it for a project, I can see if I feel like it's good enough to use, and then I can use it on a project even though it might have a little bit of residual oil. Maybe that's going to be okay for that project. But now I've got a whole bunch of little pieces that I can use for other projects. And I'll go ahead and keep on punching this one out. Now it's all nice and clean, and I can see, because I'm sitting here, I can see a big difference from here where it's got some dark oil all around it to here, the latest ones that I did. They're nice and clean and no oil around it at all. So that makes a big difference. And then with the circle punch, I would want to do the same thing. As you saw me undo this, it's brand new, first time I've used it. And it would be the same way, right there with a little bit of an oil around the outside. So that, my friends, is the hot tip of the day. When you get a new punch, you want to go ahead and use it on some scrap paper before you go to use it on a brand new project that you're doing, because that way you get the oils off of it and then it's ready to be used. I hope that helps you, and I want to be able to say thank you. Want to be sure to say thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day and you have a chance to get inky.